right, the teaching day is over. I finally arrived home. Had some great lessons today. So I've been getting that Ponce bug lately. Ponce, he's always been one of my favorite composers. I love Manuel Maria Ponce. His music is so beautiful. There's just something about Ponce's music that resonates with me a little bit more than most of the other guitar composers, except for maybe Bach. But Bach wasn't even really a guitar composer anyway. During my time at university, I did end up playing 3 sonatas by Ponce. The first one I did was the Sonatina Meridional, and then I did Sonata Romantica, and then I did Sonata 3. Check this video out right here. I have one posted to my other channel if you want to see me playing the second movement of the Ponce Sonata 3. But I've seriously been considering reviving some Ponce, but I'm just not sure if I want to learn another one of his sonatas. So the past week I've been reading through the 24 Ponce Preludes, and I think I landed on 3 of them that I really like that I want to include in my repertoire. The first one being the same one my students playing, the one in F sharp minor. I also really like the one in A major that just starts like this, and then also the one in B major. So I've been working really hard on those. After I spent a day or two reading through all the preludes, I decided I was going to work hard on those 3. And I've really been enjoying it. It's been a while since I played Ponce, and I'm really happy to get back into Ponce. And then maybe in the future I'll decide to play one of his bigger works again. We'll see how it goes. But for now, these preludes are scratching my itch that I have for more Ponce. It's like everything that Ponce does, just in a smaller form, is there in the preludes. One of the things that I think really draws me to Ponce's music is that it's almost like his music is craving all these different color changes and these intricate nuances that the guitar is known for. His music just kind of needs that, and I really like to do those kind of things, so maybe that's why I like his music so much. But also just getting out of the habit of being in school for so long. Because when you're studying guitar at a university, it's like you're encouraged to play the hardest pieces, not necessarily the hardest ones, but there's like a level of difficulty that you need to be above when you're playing, and that level can be different for any university or conservatory that you're going to. The music conservatory that I went was pretty high level. That doesn't mean that I'm a high level. Somehow, by some miracle, I was able to squeeze in there and get accepted. But once I was in, it was very clear that I was pretty much the worst one there. But I learned so much from that. I would not learn near as much if I would have been at some conservatory where I was the best guitarist, because I would have just accepted what I was, and there would be no competition to try to be better or anything like that. And there would be no other guitarist to see how much better they play and aspire to. So I learned so much from going into a music school where I was pretty much the worst classical guitar player with the least experience. I think the only downside to that, if there really even is any, was that I wasn't able to have the privilege of starting off playing very easy repertoire. The first piece that I ever learned on classical guitar was the Prelude from the First Cello Suite by Bach. And then after that, I maybe learned 2 or 3 little soar etudes, and then a couple of the Catalan folk songs by Miguel Llobet. And then right after that, I jumped right into the Villalobos preludes and Rodrigo and Ponce, whatever else, and just was in the university by then. So I really missed out. In my first couple years at university, I was always playing pieces that were above my level and struggling to keep up with them, but it definitely made me better. I'm very happy to have that experience. But the reason I bring that up is because you get in the habit of playing these very high-level pieces when you're in school, and sometimes it can be easy to forget that there's so much beautiful music out there that can be excellent professional concert pieces as well, but they might be considered a little too easy to play in a university or conservatory setting. So I've really been enjoying going back and finding these a little bit easier pieces to play, because really when I'm seeing a concert, I would much rather see somebody play an easier piece that they have full control and they can say everything they want to say with, rather than see them play a harder piece that is extremely difficult and not being able to really follow where they're going with the notes. So we'll see. I'm not planning to abandon anything in my repertoire currently. I'm really enjoying the Third Cello Suite, the Tarantella. I don't think that they're above my playing ability. I just think that they're going to take a lot longer than other pieces for me to get under my fingers and play the way that I want to play. But for example, something like Rodrigo's Sonata Giacosa. I love that piece. I really would like to play it someday, but right now it would take way too long. I'm not prepared to sit here and work on one sonata for the next 3 years. It's just a little more work versus reward than I would like to put in now at my current skill level where I believe that I'm at. But anyway, that's enough random rambling for now. So I'm going to go practice my repertoire, and then I'll play through one of those 3 Ponce preludes for you. So haven't decided which one, but it'll definitely be one of those. So here we go. Gonna go practice. right, that's about all the practicing I got for tonight. So I think what I'm going to do... All right, so I think what I'm going to do now is run through the Prelude in A major by Ponce. So here it is. It's number 6 in the Segovia edition, but in A major. All right, there it is. That's my first attempt at the 6th Prelude from the Ponce Segovia edition. All right, so I just watched back the video recording of the performance that I just gave of this piece, and I think I'm in love with Ponce. This piece is beautiful. I mean, the first 2 words that come to mind that I can think of when I describe this piece are very stately and enchanting. So I am doing some things in this prelude that every teacher might not recommend. I wouldn't even recommend any of my students do this. I mean, I would say maybe try, but I wouldn't say, no, you got to do this. So this part in particular, I'm trying to do it only with my thumb. I got my I and M resting on the 1st and 2nd string, and it's all done with my thumb, except for the last few chords, I think. Come back to using all 4 fingers. This piece is also really cool theoretically wise because it's marked D minor, but you have like, what is it, 7 chords at the beginning that are fat A major chords, and then it ends on an A major chord too. So that literally breaks the first 2 rules that I tell all my students that I'm teaching music theory to. I say, look at the first chord and the second chord and see what they are, and in this case that would not work. But there's also the part in the cadence that happens multiple times where Ponce has marked B flat because of the key signature, but in Segovia's recording he plays it as a B natural. It's this cadence, this part where it goes Segovia plays it like that, but Ponce has it marked like that. And also the second time that cadence happens, after that cadence it goes into an A major chord again, and then the G minor. But if you play it as a B flat, and it sounds pretty good, but here it is again with the B natural. So you keep kind of the same enchantment vibe of it before going to the G minor that has the accent marked on it. So I'm leaning more towards doing the B natural, but I'm going to have to do some more research. I'm going to listen to a lot more recordings and definitely try and get a hold of the facsimile of this. But I think that's as deep as I want to go into it for tonight. So I really appreciate you watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. You enjoyed my playing. You found my tips helpful. If not, that's cool too. But I really hope you have a good evening. So, peace.